I think this is a really tough challenge for us, and we're excited to be back in the Valley. Appreciate the crowd we had last week, and hope everybody will show up again this week with the same type of fervor, because we certainly feel like that Death Valley is a great advantage for us each and every week, and we look forward to playing there again. Biggest thing for me, I'm just looking for consistency. We played one game, and it was a good first game as far as, just getting out of the gate and the execution that we had, especially with our first groups, and being able to accomplish some of the goals that we had set going into that game. But for me, I just want to see some consistency, in our performance. Can we, get on a little bit of a roll here as far as individual guys playing at a high level and not seeing guys kind of be up and down from week to week. I really want to see that type of development with our guys as we move forward. Injury-wise, everybody is back with the exception of Mike Williams. Obviously, he won't be with us, but everybody else will be back in practice today, and Seckinger practiced yesterday, so we expect him to be with us as well. So only two guys right now that are out are Mike and then Corinne. Well, I think, it's like when I met with the team yesterday, it's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. And, we got a lot to improve on. So I'm looking for a lot of improvement, from my perspective, because we had mental errors. We had a turnover. We had some really, we had a really bad decision on a punt return with Ray. We had a muff by Renfro. Those are things that we have to correct because those things will cost you a game. We had more penalties than the opponent. That's part of our plan to win. We didn't get that done. We had more margin for error in that game. But as we move through the season, our margin for error is going to really shrink down. So I'm looking for, certain things from individual guys. Maybe it's everybody thinks certain guys played great, but their grade wasn't very good because their technique and their fundamentals weren't what they needed to be. So I'm looking for guys, okay, let me see you grade better. All right, yeah, your performance was okay, the result was okay, but I'm looking for your fundamentals and your technique to improve this week because this isn't winning football, that grade. And so taking pride in your own performance and not having, some guys, they just kind of gave away some easy minuses, as far as how we grade them. Nothing that maybe somebody sitting in the stands pays attention to or even cares about because getting the result that you want. But from my perspective as a coach and looking at how we grade everybody and evaluating that, I'm looking for improvement from a lot of guys. But as a whole, collectively, our first groups, absolutely, I want to see the consistency with our execution, from week in and week out. Can we make the right adjustments? Continue to do a good job of taking care of the football, which I thought we did. It's unfortunate we had the fumble with Nick, but that was really poor by CJ. CJ didn't set the edge, Nick thinks he's going to be blocked. We don't block him, and then Nick did a poor job of getting his other hand off the ball, and he had one hand, a ball in jeopardy, as we call it, and that's what happens. Next thing you know, a guy gets a hand in there. So just some fundamental things that we can improve on is the biggest thing, and then just clean execution. Defensively, same thing. I thought we played with great energy. We were disciplined. It was a very difficult, I don't care who you're playing, that was a very difficult challenge schematically for your first game, and especially with a lot of guys who really hadn't played a whole lot. And I thought we really did a nice job. Didn't have hardly any mental errors on defense. For the most part, we leveraged the ball pretty well. We got a couple times where they cut us down and they got outside of us, but we did a good job. Guys being where they were supposed to be, doing their job in a very disciplined, manner. So totally different deal this week from our defensive standpoint. Very, very different. But again, nothing that they haven't seen, especially on our practice field. We do some similar things, but it's a different type of discipline that we have to play with this week.